to change the definition in Maryland, there are going to be repercussions and consequences. All right, goodbye.
Thank you. We appreciate you guys following the time constraints. Thank you very much.
All right.
Now, we're going to open this up to you. And remember, if you do not feel comfortable coming to the mic, our ushers can give you an anonymous card and we'll ask your question here. Are there any questions in the audience?
Question?
Yes.
Hi, my name is Pat Plummer, and I'm concerned about the consequences. And so, I'm sorry your time was out. So my question is, what are the consequences of this vote? The possible consequences.
Well, the possible consequences, and let me say, can you say absolutely everything's going to happen here in Maryland? No, but let me help you understand. When this has already gone on, and you have states that have already redefined marriage, and it's been by legislative or judicial push, not by a vote of the people. Never where it's come before a vote of the people has this lost yet, okay? So millions of voters have voted on this already. Millions of people have thought about this and have decided that marriage should be defined between one man and one woman. When you deal with consequences, here's a couple of things. One, the Vermont case is a case that was just recently out there. When basically, as a business owner, they said they don't want to do this. Guess what? They were fined, and then they're told never to do a wedding again. Also, there's a photography couple in New Mexico that did the same basic thing. Said, well, we'd rather not perform that photograph that. And you look at it, well, I'm talking about business owner cases because individual protections are not there within this law. And a lot of times people say, well, that's discrimination. No, what you're saying is, see, there's a fundamental issue. Did you think about it? Those people are business owners. They teach their kids a certain way about marriage, and they're trying to practice certain fundamental things. But they can't opt out on performing or conducting these things and trying to do services. The other side, though, when you look at religious organizations, one, if you got a historic religious organization, guess what? You are not protected under this exemption that's in there. Any historic buildings, which I say, well, that goes about half the city of Baltimore, because those buildings and those churches they have religious, I mean, they are very old, and they're historic. But at the same time, if you receive any funding whatsoever from government or state agencies, there are no religious exemptions for you there. We already see Catholic charities. We already see what's happened in some of these other places where they just chose, look, you know what, I can't be in this, and continue to provide adoption service, continue to provide these other services to the healthy community, because that violates the tenets of their faith. And if you go on and look at the religious implications, I think you already see, now, and hear me, there's two other things that I will say. From a religious standpoint, we already see that just recently, and you can actually look this up, and I know people think that I'm ludicrous when I talk about this stuff, but we already see, based on the same tenets of the same-sex marriage laws and the same basic legal argument, Brazil just said, we're going to allow polymarriage laws, basically allowing multiple partners. Why? Well, it's because the tenets of the precedent is already set. When you begin to redefine something, every attorney will tell you, if you change a law, then guess what? They cite that law when they go to court. Then they cite the change of that law when they go to court again. And they say, well, based on this change, I'm going to cite it again. So that's what begins to happen. And then, ultimately, and hear me, people don't like to hear this either, but if marriage becomes the law of the land in any two individuals, guess what? You cannot stop them from letting this be the law of the land of what is instructed and taught in every single school system. All right?
Thank you.
All right.
Next question.